You know, so far, every one of our Videolog summer specials has had a theme to it. We had a food show and a flower show and a show about Kern County. Well, tonight's special is a little different. There is no theme to tonight's program. What we've done is taken 4 or 5 brand new Videologs and just strung them together. I call this our A Little Bit of Everything show, and it's coming up right now. Welcome to 118th Street here in South Los Angeles, a nice, quiet residential street full of houses with well-manicured lawns. And right here on the corner of 118th Street and Wadsworth is a house and a lawn that just about everybody on this street knows about. It's famous. Why is it so famous? Well, for the past 45 years, it's been under the constant love and care of Mrs. Wilman Brookins. And you can find Mrs. Brookins out in her yard clipping and pruning and mowing every day. To say her lawn is well manicured is an understatement. But what grabs your eye right away are the boxwoods around the house. Because you see, they're not ordinary boxwoods. Over the years, Mrs. Brookins has pruned them to look like couches and chairs. Now, what about the neighborhood kids? Do they come over a lot and want to sit on your couch and chairs?
Yes, the kids. They always coming over, sitting down on it. I just pick on the window and they jump up and run off. But I don't mind the kids, but the grown-ups.
Oh, you mean you have grown-ups want to sit on the couch?
Yeah, the couch and the chairs, yeah.
So it seems Mrs. Brookins really started something with her couches and chairs. Because for years now, young and old alike in the neighborhood have had this uncontrollable urge to try them out. Take a seat. I know the day I was there, it was nonstop. Have you ever sat in her chair?
When I was little.
Huh?
When I was little and I got in trouble.
So you mean you used to come by here when you were little and sit on those hedges?
Yep.
And how would you get in trouble?
Wait a minute.
Well, I would sit down and squash it, and my mother would kind of scold me about it because she cut this herself.
Uh-huh. But she wouldn't scold you about it?
Oh, no, she was nice.
But your mother would?
Yeah.
Well, now that you're grown up and Miss Brookins is here watching, you want to go sit in the big chair?
No, I might fall through it. It's that's like a plant.
No, it's like a chair. Come on over here. Let me show you. It works. Your mother won't get mad at you now.
Are you sure I ain't gonna fall through this?
Here.
Sit down.
Oh, yeah, it is rather nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Now sit back. Now, when you were a little girl, did you ever try and sit in one of those chairs?
Well, like she said, we would try, but we would run when she tapped on the window.
So you knew you shouldn't be sitting in that chair.
Right, but it's something a child has within them. When they see something that looks unusual and really pretty, you have that thought in your mind, I wonder if I can go sit down over there. So we did. We tried.
Good. That's good to sit down. Uh-huh.
Okay, who hadn't had a seat? Come on.
Go ahead. Uh-huh.
Sit back and enjoy yourself. This one right over here. Right here.
Are you kidding?
No.
Head just don't hold you up.
Well,
have a seat.
You don't
sit down there. Sit down there.
No.
Sit back. Sit back.
Well, how about it?
Isn't that something?
It is something.
Sit back.
I didn't expect this. Hey, man, you're not going to believe this. Look here. I think she's got something under there.
I know. She doesn't have any. You don't have anything under there.
Everything under there. That's just the trunk of it.
People are fascinated with it. People stop their cars during holidays and just look at it, take pictures. To me, it's a work of art, and I think to other people it's a work of art. She sees it as being something she enjoys to get up and do, and she doesn't really call it art. I don't think she relates to it that way. She relates to it as something that is fun for her to do, keeps her active, and keeps her creative, doing something.
Well, whatever the name for it is,
right?
It works.
It works.
So thanks to Mrs. Wilman Brookings' ingenuity and artistic touch, for over 40 years now, children of all ages on 118th Street have had the opportunity to sit on some rather unusual and fun couches and chairs. I'd like to thank Mrs. Brookings for her hospitality and for letting me try out one of her special chairs. But now it's time to leave her beautiful front yard and go over to Griffith Park for some singing.
Gotta get my own tuxedo dress. Gotta sew a button on my vest, 'cause tonight I gotta look my best. Lulu's back in town, Gotta get a half a buck somewhere. Gotta stick my shoes and shine my hair. Lulu's back in town.
Well, here we are at the Equestrian Center in Burbank. Tonight's party, I guess you'd call it, is being sponsored by 3 or 4 different barbershop quartet organizations here in the Southland. The event is being held to honor someone who is in town. And I'll give you a hint. It's not Lulu. It is a group of guys who formed their own barbershop quartet a few years ago. They call themselves the Quiet Dawn Quartet, and they're good.
We'll be the same as we started, just living at home, singing a song, side by side. Through all kinds of weather, walking the sky shall fall, just as long as we're together, it doesn't matter at all. When the whole has the chorus and party, we'll be the same as we started, just living at home, singing a song, side by side.
I told you they were good. And now let me share another bit of information with you. These guys are not Americans. They're from the Soviet Union, the only barbershop quartet in the entire Soviet Union. They were visiting Los Angeles as the guests of some of our local barbershoppers. And on this particular evening, several hundred lovers of barbershop music came together to welcome the Soviets and enjoy their music.
Oh, Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? Oh, Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? Choo-choo me home.
Now, how good are these guys, really?
Actually, they're fabulous. But if you were to judge them according to what kind of training they'd had from our hobby, I would have to say that they were fabulous, fabulous, fabulous.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Because most of us as barbershoppers have had the training of all of the other barbershoppers. They have no one else in the Soviet Union to give them any instruction. They've just picked it up by singing the right notes and their own sort of feeling of what music is and the joy of the style.
There was a wonderful reaction here tonight from the audience when they performed.
Because they're so good.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in the one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in the one-horse open sleigh. The one-horse open sleigh.
What do people in the Soviet Union think about barbershop quartet music? Do they think it's kind of strange or wonderful or?
At first, this style of singing unknown in Russia.
They'd never heard it before?
Never heard. But we have our audience, which try to visit our concerts. And this audience, these people, very like this style. It's not strange. It's very good music. And
they like it?
Yeah, they like it.
Are you famous in the Soviet Union? Are you stars?
No, we're no stars in the Soviet Union, but we're famous in Rostov-on-Don. We're famous in south of Russia. We have some concert tours.
Now, these Soviet barbershoppers may not be stars in their own country, but on this particular night in Los Angeles, they definitely got the star treatment. Everyone crowding around them during intermission to say hello and let them know how much they enjoyed their music. What are you telling our friend here?
How wonderful he was tonight. How wonderful this is that they came to America to entertain us and sang our songs. It's just overwhelming. Brings tears to my eyes.
Спасибо.
So,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What did you expect when you came tonight?
I told one of my friends on the way in, I thought, well, now, what can these guys possibly do? Because they'll probably sing the Volga Boatman or something like that. And I mentioned, I hope they don't do the squatting knee dance, you know, like you think of a Russian.
We're guilty of stereotyping, aren't we?
Yes, very definitely, just like habit stereotyping as well.
Right.
But I was overwhelmed. These people are fantastic, just amazing. I still can't believe what I heard. It was beautiful.
You know, just about anyone who was in that hot and crowded room over at the Equestrian Center in Griffith Park will tell you it was a night that will long be remembered. It was the night the Soviet barbershoppers came to town. 4 guys from halfway around the world, 3 of whom didn't even speak English, who reached out with their music and touched us all.
Your pledge to KCET by taking advantage of the Carnation $4,000 matching grant. $40 is worth $80, $85 is worth $170, so we need to hear from you right now. The only thing the other stations need from you is your attention. Your public station needs you to get involved. Public television's Bill Moyers put it best when he said, people are often invited to look in the window. They are rarely invited to come in the door. Well, right now, the door is wide open, and we're inviting you to have a direct effect on the quality of television. All it takes is your pledge. Rich?
Thank you, and it's going to have to get a little bit busier here. We've got 7.5 minutes left. KCET's Nights of Music will be continuing in just a moment with the story of the enduring hymn, Amazing Grace, hosted by Bill Moyers. This is an incredible program. Jesse Norman, Judy Collins, Johnny Cash, and the Boys Choir of Harlem perform their version of this beautiful hymn. It's a moving program of inspirational music coming up next, right here on member-supported KCET Channel 28. Conrad?
I'm sure you agree that KCET is something special. It's a world of ideas, a journey of discovery, a storehouse of information, a safe playground for children, and a front row seat at the Notre Dame Cathedral. KCET is a television service devoted to important cultural programs, and that makes it very valuable to all of us. Time is running out on the Carnation Challenge break, so pick up your phone and double the value of your pledge. Call now. Ann?
Thank you, Conrad. The clock is ticking on this very special challenge to you from Carnation. They will match every pledge up to a grand total of $4,000 in this break. If you've ever considered making a pledge to help KCET, please do it right now. You know, KCET brings you fascinating, entertaining programs throughout the year. So make that pledge and let Carnation double its value. Your gift, combined with theirs, will add up to more exceptional broadcasting. So don't wait a second longer. Make that call.
KCET doesn't try to compete with other stations. It's an alternative form of entertainment intended to inspire and inform. Engage in your emotions and your intellect. Join in this noble effort right now by becoming a member of KCET.
These songs are part of the American spirit. Now hear them sung by two of the most dazzling voices of our time. Let your spirits soar as Kathleen Battle and Jesse Norman sing spirituals. Next time on Great Performances.
A Divine Diva Duo, Friday at 9.
Good news. If you got a busy signal, that means that a lot of other folks are joining you in celebrating and supporting KCET. So if you got a busy signal earlier, try again in about 30 seconds. We'll try to have a line open for you. Please call right now. If you don't do it now, we have other ways of getting you to participate. One of these folks will come to you. The people at Carnation who are doing this challenge with only minutes remaining feel so strongly about the importance of getting involved with public television that they have donated $4,000 to match your pledge. They did it to give you an even greater incentive to join KCET. All they're doing is asking you in return is to take advantage of this opportunity. Make that pledge. So come on, go ahead. Do it. Okay? Conrad.
Thanks, Rich. KCET is depending on your pledge. So make that call now, won't you? Other stations break into every show every day to air the commercials that pay for their bills. KCET has the same bills, but the pledge drive that raised the money to pay those bills only take up 1% of KCET's total airtime. That leaves 99% of the schedule break-free. So instead of focusing on the pledge breaks, think about the uninterrupted programs. Pledge is paid for by your donation. Then make that pledge. Anne?
Thank you, Conrad. It's been called the Olympic Games of Piano Competition. And once again, KCET was there to capture all of the drama of the 9th International Tchaikovsky Competition. In the spirit of glasnost, Soviet and American producers worked together to blend a close-up look at the contestants with their electrifying performances in the concert hall. The program is scheduled for broadcast on Christmas Day, and it's sure to be one of the musical highlights of the season, the 9th International Tchaikovsky Competition. Another KCET program in the tradition of Horowitz plays Mozart and Bernstein in East Berlin. And another compelling reason why your support for KCET makes more than good programs. It makes good sense. Rich?
Thank you very much, and 20 seconds left. Or rather, 2 minutes left on our challenge here. I can't read tonight. The challenge is yours. The folks at Carnation are here tonight on mass answering phones, and they're challenging you to the tune of $4,000. Now, if you pledge $85 and take advantage of the Oh Holy Night Luciano Pavarotti cassette, it's worth $170 worth of great programming. So call, please, right now, 664-2828 or 1-800-457-4400.
If you're in the mood for the jitterbug, the jukebox, and that jazz known as swing, join your host, Jack Jones, K-Star, and members of the original Glenn Miller bands for the Glenn Miller Band Reunion.
Swing again Saturday at 7 on KCET 28.
Is it hard to make a pledge? Well, when you call, the volunteer will say, "This is KCET, may I take your pledge?" Then you say how much you'd like to contribute. Next, you'll be asked if you want to put your pledge on your Visa or MasterCard. After that, you'll give your name and address and phone number. If you want the premium, just say so. And that's all there is to it. Now that you know just how easy pledging is, why not give it a try? Rich?
Thank you very much, Conrad. Come on now. We've got under a minute left, and you still haven't done your part. If you got a busy signal earlier on, please, please try again. There's a line open now waiting for you, all right? And if you haven't done your part yet, think for a moment of what your enjoyment of television would be like were it not for the alternative provided by KCET. Think about the value that KCET provides, not only yourself, but everyone else in the community, making living in California just a little bit nicer, right? And right now, a little bit way of making your drive or your home stereo system a bit nicer as well. $85 for the Oh Holy Night cassette. Now remember, $85 right now, your pledge is worth $170, but only with seconds remaining during this fundraising challenge from Carnation. So $170. It costs you $85. Please, thank you, Carnation, for having done your part with about 8 seconds left. Come on, you can still get that call in. We thank Carnation very much for having done their part, and we thank you as well. Ann?
Thanks, Rich. Coming up next, we'll join Bill Moyers for the story of a most inspirational hymn, Amazing Grace. But before we leave you, I want you to take a moment and consider the real value of a contribution to KCET. When you make a pledge, you're not buying a private programming service. You're sharing the gift of public television with everyone in the community. The very fact that those who can't afford to pledge can still benefit from the programs on KCET makes your decision to pledge so special and so appreciated.
This evening's Pledge Night programming is made possible by support from Carnation.
You're watching KCET 28 Los Angeles, member-supported television for Southern and Central California. If you would prefer to contribute by mail, send your check to KCET Viewer Services, 4401 Sunset Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90027. And thank you for supporting KCET, a gift for all seasons.
Thanks to our members and the following for supporting KCET's programming today.